The biggest breaking point of where I realized we had to change is we do brunch. Yeah, kind of American style, chicken and waffle, all of this brunch. And we used to serve it on the small plates. People say it's expensive and it's too small. As soon as we went to the new menu, we bought bigger plates, same size, on a bigger plate. Oh, it's huge, it's big. And this is kind of the thing where it wasn't expensive. They just thought they're being conned because it's small plates, and it's all a it's perception. That's what it is.
Hey everybody, it's Amadeus, and I'm very excited today. Today we're sitting with Sam from Number 97, the restaurant and gym bar. So first of all, 2 years ago you started this, so can you just tell me about how this all came about?
Yeah, well, working for other people up in London, running their bars for them, and there comes a time where the late nights and the long hours, you don't want to do that for pretty crap pay. You're basically helping someone else create their dream.
And how long were you working in different companies for?
6 years. 6 years.
Yeah.
And then moved around to a few little cocktail bars, which is where I kind of got my experience. It's always good to move around.
Yeah.
And then this place came up for sale, and I said, yeah, I've got to have it, really.
So for 6 years, when did you get that in your mindset? I gotta get out of here. I gotta create my own, job, or I gotta do this myself.
It's one of those things where, you never know what to do, and these guys are about to whoop us. Oh my God!
Yeah, so we are operating right now.
We're in the moment.
We're in the moment. We got the chefs in the background. We got people walking in, so that's fine. So. All right, so you're working for 6 years.
So working for 6 years, so I never, as any young guy, never knows what they want to do when they're younger.
Yeah.
So, traveled the world, snowboarded, blew out my knees, couldn't snowboard anymore, and then I kind of tried the whole office and university route. Lasted about 2 weeks at uni.
Oh my goodness, what uni did you go to?
London Met.
Okay.
But, traveling in every day. I was traveling in, 2 hours back, and I can't learn in that kind of environment. I need to be doing something other than reading off a screen with 200 other people in the room. And then got into, I started as a barback, just washing glasses, and then kind of worked my way up the ranks, and kind of thought bartending and the hospitality industry is where I want to be, really.
Yeah. So, all right. So, tell me about your university experience then. So, you was in university, and because I like that whole concept of, all right, you started working.
I missed the. Most people, they go to uni after college, which in England is 18, and they do uni till 21, and then they come out when they're still young.
Yeah.
I didn't go till 23, 24. So I'm the older person there anyway.
Yeah.
But also, when you're just the learning experience for me just wasn't right, and that was in events. I was trying to, create thinking that events could be where I wanted to go, but again, I still wasn't sure.
I asked my friends, would you take your children to university? And
for me, no.
Why not?
I think in this day and age, experience is way more valuable than what you can actually learn. And I think if it balances out, you can learn, and it's a good experience in terms of the parties, the lifestyle, and all of that. But I don't think it's a realistic approach to get you ready for life, because you come out and you go, shit, it's the real world now, and you're so used to being in this lifestyle where you've then got to somehow find a job that's going to start paying your way in life. Whereas if you take the 3-4 years and build yourself up and work your way up, you're in exactly the same position, maybe even a better position.
All right, so first off, you're not making this decision on your own. You have a wife, right? So how would you convince this to your wife that, listen, I'm not checking my child at university? Why? Like, why? I understand what you just said. Experience is good, but like, listen, like, you gotta have that conversation with
I
your
don't
partner.
know.
Wow, yeah.
When we met, obviously she's in the same industry as me,
okay.
so I think we share like kind of similar views. You know, like this is my baby. This is our child.
Yeah.
So it's kind of.
So it wouldn't be
Yeah.
too much of a pushback?
No, I don't think so. And I think, you know, back in the day when it was cheaper to go and you actually, you know, you had more chance of getting a job, then yeah, it was worth it.
Yeah.
But these days, people go to uni to get pissed.
Yeah, I know. And then, so, all
You
right.
go for the party lifestyle.
I'm really stuck on this university thing because I experienced it, my friends experienced it, you know, going to university and then coming out and just like,
Yeah.
shit, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And then, so I have this I told myself, I told my friend, like, listen, I wouldn't take my child to university. I'd much rather just give them a fuckload of money, right? And just say, experience, go out there and get your hands dirty. What would you do instead of that university experience?
Me personally, or what I want
Like,
my
what would you
child?
do for your child? Yeah,
I definitely want to say go and travel.
go and
I mean,
travel.
travel is the most important thing to do. That's where you find yourself.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You go and meet different people, you go on your own, you learn your independence.
Yeah.
You get that kind of lifestyle and you go and see places that you might not normally have got to go and see.
What country hit it? Like, what were some of the top countries you've been to? Well, not top countries, but like most, you know, like, not life-changing, but something you really experienced, something like very deep for you.
Canada's amazing.
Canada?
Yeah, Canada's
Now I'm
amazing.
American, so like, Canada, really?
Canada's amazing.
Really? What
Yeah.
about like?
It's got everything. It's beautiful. It's got snow. It's got everything.
Because you're snowboarding,
everything.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
It's
cool.
got the lifestyle. It's got the culture. It's amazing.
So take me through the whole process of, okay, I'm working now. Okay, now I'm going to build my own venture.
Probably kind of quite early on.
Okay.
It's kind of one of those things where you're on the shop floor a lot and you
Yeah.
kind of think, it clicks at one point where you go, I could do that better. I could give a better product. If this is what people are coming here for, then I could make a better product, a better place, and why wouldn't they come to me? It's one of those things where, you know, don't get me wrong, the training there is amazing. You know, they sculpt you, they tell you, you know, where you're going right, how to teach you, and all of the back of house and management side of it. But at the end of the day, in the hospitality industry, biggest thing is being on the shop floor and making people happy. That's the key element here. You can look at your financial costs and try and save money here and there and that, but if you want repeat customers,
Gotta make people happy.
you got to make people happy, and they want to see you as well. So, yeah, I'd probably say sort of in the first 2 years.
It's in the first 2 years, yeah.
And then I worked my way up further up the company, and then I kind of just said, now I've learned all I can from here. It's now time to go and take it's a risk, isn't it?
The risk. And this is your first business venture in your...
This is my first one, and then we just opened our second 2 months ago.
Wait, where?
In Teddington.
Word?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, so before we get there, all right, so you opened the shop, restaurant. What I saw is that when you first came here, it didn't look like anything like this. It was just,
no.
it was.
It was.
I have I'll put up a shot from your Instagram. I saw it.
Yeah.
Just
Kind of like a shitty little bar,
Abandoned,
nothing going
yeah.
on, cheap furniture, with cheap products as well. And
so you kind of just tore down the whole place, didn't you?
just took it back to the walls,
Yeah.
designed it how I want for me, having everything on show, like the kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm normally on the bar here. That's where you'll find me. It's meant to be a show. It's meant to be an experience, and it gives people that honesty as well. You know.
So how did you actually come up with the interior design? Did you have someone help you out with that, or?
So my friend is a kind of designer, and then I just said whatever was in my mind. I said I want this here, this there, this there, and then he built it and made it all happen.
So you start with the interior design. So now what I'm really fascinated about is the menu, right? Sourcing your products. So Oh, you had 6 years in, so you already knew what was a good product. So you already knew what was good and bad. So
Kind of. I mean, yeah. You know, when you move around and you play with recipes, then you become a better bartender. And for me, balancing all the drinks is what people want good cocktails these days. They want good food, they want good drinks, they want friendly staff, and they want an atmosphere. So a lot of places which I saw, and you know, our competitors and all of that, they focus on one thing. But for me, dining out, it's everything.
yeah.
You know,
So you want the
can't-
whole experience.
So it's, you know, there's good restaurants out there, there's good bars, don't get me wrong, but how many actually combine the two? Not too many. It's hard to find.
So what does it take to? What do you mean by combining the two?
So if you go to a good restaurant, they might have an average drinks list. The staff might be very stiff, and that's what they're going for. They're relying on the food to do the talking. We want you to be ordering loads of cocktails, get you happy, enjoy the food as well, and the staff are there, you know, creating that atmosphere as well.
So you really wanted to create an experience.
It's an experience.
And
When you go and spend your money, you don't want to kind of be, here's the menu, here's the bill, next one in, churn, 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 churn. You know, we want you to enjoy it.
And question, do you think that same business model will work somewhere in central London, where it's a lot more busy?
The reason with the difference here in central London is central London, you have the footfall. So you have the footfall, you have lots of people there.
Oh, yeah.
So if someone comes in and they don't like it, they have 40 other people who are going to come in, and it doesn't matter to them. So it's a lot less personable. Here, we're out in the suburbs. A lot of our clientele are local residents. They want to come back. They do want to come back, but they need to have that right experience to come back. So that's the main difference between London and the suburbs. Is in London, you wouldn't see me on the shop floor. You'd see me counting my money, going,
I wouldn't even see you.
when can I retire? Whereas
okay.
here, you have to put the hours in. You have to be on the shop floor. You have to be making sure everything is perfect every single day.
So, do you think that was always instilled in you, or you know the whole, you know, just the whole CEO mindset, you know, self-employed mindset, or did you have to grow into it? Did you learn it, study it?
No, I've always known what I wanted. I've always known how everything should be, from the littlest detail to the bigger picture. I've always kind of thing, and the staff hate me for it because I will nitpick, but it's what I need. Everything has to be perfect, and if it's not perfect, then what are we doing?
Honest. So speaking of perfect, number 97 is 3 percentages away from perfect. So why did you come up with the name of number 97?
We were umming and ahhing about a name for so long, and the guys who were doing our website and designing, they said, we need a name, and I just said, fuck it, we'll call it the street number.
Is it the street number?
Yeah. So it's 97 Maple Road.
Oh.
So
Wow.
it's literally, it's simple. And at first I was like, oh, I'm not sure. And then when we started getting customers in, everyone was kind of hyping about it. Oh, number 97.
Kind of worked his way.
And then we kind of got a bit of a cult following, and then our second one is now called 114.
So
you
just
go
go
114 High Street is
you
the
just go with
address
the
there.
numbers.
So we're sticking with the numbers. And then, yeah.
So, all right. So in the beginning, right when you just got started, what were some? I like to ask this question. What were some of the ways you were, promoting yourself in the beginning? Love to ask that question.
I'd say the biggest thing we did is we hyped it up. We had the windows all boarded up. We were spreading rumors around the local community, putting different things in different, like we weren't saying it was a restaurant. Sometimes we tell lots of different people different things about what it was going to be.
Ooh.
And it created a buzz, and people were getting either angry, they were excited, and we would kind of just we let this run for about 3 months before. And in the road, there's a farmer's market once a month. It's heaving, it's busy, it's all the local people come down, and we just took the boards down on the windows and said, boom, we're open. And then we had, just out of curiosity, people coming in.
You created a buzz.
I
I like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
a lot of people just, we're open.
Yeah, you can't do that. You need to take the time and get people excited about it.
2 years in, you have your website up, beautiful website. But let me speak about that. Let me not gloss over that. I realized something about this restaurant and just about you, and I'll get into that later. Like, you pay attention to design.
Yeah.
All right. So how has design like really impacted, just the overall aesthetics and the branding of your company?
For me, we could have done it cheap. Put a liquor paint on, not changed where the bar used to be along this wall. We could have left it as it is, changed the name on the front and go, like you said, we're open. But these days, there's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
You have to invest for people to reinvest in you, if that makes sense. So you have to put a bit of money in to then get it back out. Otherwise, you're known as the old restaurant.
Yeah. You're really dropping gems right now, to be honest, man. You're dropping gems. You have to invest for people to invest in you. And so you saw design as an investment. So why do you think?
For me, if you go to a restaurant or even a bar, the first thing you look at is the interior. You go, oh, is it nice in here? Do I want to spend my money in here? That's the first thing people are gonna not ask. They just ask themselves in their head. That place looks nice. When you walk past, we have all the flowers. We have everything looking amazing, and it's kind of like, oh, that place looks nice. It creates a question and curiosity in your head for you to come in. Whereas if you don't have that, what are you from everyone else? How do you stand out?
So and that whole plays along to the whole experience and really.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so design, photography. Okay, so what did I say? Talk about oh yeah, that's what I was going into. So I didn't want to gloss over the website because it's amazing. And then so from the beginning when you was creating that buzz, now 2 years in, you're living a lot more established. People do know your name. So what are some of the main? What is the shift of the mindset from the very beginning to now 2 years in? What is a mindset shift now? What are you thinking now?
At the beginning, we had a completely different product. So we used to do tapas. Okay. So we kind of thought the concept was bring a bit of London to the suburbs. This is maybe what you'd find in London. And we kind of thought small plates. If do you know small plates? Kind of like
salsa?
little dishes like this with little sharing. So you order more.
Oh, okay. More like
kind of tapas.
Appetizers?
Yeah, kind of like tapas style. So we started with that. And it was good. It was busy, but people said it was too expensive. So we ran that for 6 months, and then I said, if we continue on this journey, we won't be here in 2 years because people will get bored. It's all about trends. They didn't quite get it. If it was in London, we would have been okay. Yeah. But here, they didn't understand the concept of sharing and food coming out at different times. And I'd say that's the biggest thing is you have to realize what your dream is, but also what the customer wants.
All right.
And if you go too much on your dream and you are too stubborn to change, you're going to be struggling.
That's like artist versus designer. That's the concept I call it. Artists, they create the product, then give it to the marketplace. Yeah. Designer looks at the marketplace and then creates a product, right? So you tapped into something, you said within 6 months, okay.
So then we said, right, if we don't change, future's in jeopardy. We've invested a lot of money into it. So we moved to just normal 2 courses, 3 course set menu. And since we've done that, we're fully booked every night.
So first of all, how do you come up with, all right, I said how do you like 4 times. Decision making.
Yeah.
All right, so when it comes to making a pivotal decision like that, okay, do we stay or do we make that change? Who are some of the people that you go to? How do you actually come about making that final decision? Okay, we're gonna make that change.
A lot of it is based on your customers.
Okay.
Them giving you feedback. And then, you take it with a pinch of salt. When we first started out, you don't want to hear it. You go, they're just being difficult. And then you speak with your team. They're the guys chatting with the people. They're the guys in the kitchen. And we say, it was a very big decision. It wasn't overnight. We ummed and ahed over it for about a month. You can't take, this is what we set out to do. And already we're trying to change it. And it's, it's that hard one of, do you stick to your guns or do you kind of reassess and make the little tweaks that are going to secure your future?
That's a good one. And then you also mentioned people said it was too expensive. So I want to ask a question about pricing. What have you learned about pricing? Like, because people will always say it's expensive.
I tell you what, the biggest thing I learned is customers, people eat with their eyes. Okay. The people eat with their eyes. If you are served a little portion here where you can share it and you have it, they automatically think they're getting conned. And the biggest thing the biggest breaking point of where I realized we had to change is we do brunch. Yeah, kind of American style, chicken and waffle, all of this brunch. And we used to serve it on the small plates. People say it's expensive and it's too small. As soon as we went to the new menu, we bought bigger plates, same size, on a bigger plate. Oh, it's huge, it's big. And this is kind of the thing where it wasn't expensive. They just thought they're being conned because it's small plates, and it's all it's perception. That's what it is. And it's, that's the biggest thing we say.
All right, so just a final couple questions before we wrap up here. What was one of the biggest barriers you had to overcome, within these 2 years?
I'd say kind of getting people to see your dream. We're very much in this world where you're kind of in the hands of the customers. Like, if a customer leaves, English people, I don't know how it is in America, but English people, they won't tell you if there's a problem at the table. If they have a problem, they will go, yeah, it's fine. As soon as I hear the word fine, it's like an alarm bell, because they should be saying, yeah, it was great, it was fantastic, but if it's fine means shit to me. It means not good. And we're very much in this online age where people, they go back, they leave their review on review sites like TripAdvisor or whatever, and they don't realize maybe how much the damage it actually can affect a business. Fortunately, we haven't had too many, but I check the review sites 5 times a day, like in almost fear, I guess. Is
really?
Is like, one bad review and you can just kind of, maybe it's warranted, maybe it's not, but still it can have a huge, people check sites before they go to the restaurant. They want to make sure, it's good. And I guess that's kind of the biggest thing, is people might not have a valid point, and they just are doing it for the incentive that these review sites give you more points and you become a level 3 reviewer. These people, they're not reviewers. They're not restaurant critics. And this is what it kind of encourages people to be. We'd much rather find out what the problem is on the night and let us rectify it, rather than putting a damaging review online.
And then unfortunately, bad news spreads faster, so people tend to put more.
It's those old ratios of, if they have a good time, they tell one, but maybe their neighbor. If they have a bad time, they tell the whole street.
Oh man.
It's always been a myth like that. Whether they do or not, we don't know.
So now, as an owner, when someone says fine, what do you do?
For me, I want to try and just, if I haven't looked after the table myself, I'll try and just speak to my staff and try and get a bit of feedback. Are they fine, or is there a problem? So we look at everything. And then we go from there.
So one of the biggest problems overall was reviews, you said? Because you can't control it, or what was?
Yeah, I mean, you can, these days even you can rectify a problem at a table, and they're still going to write something online, and it's, it's not necessary. But they're trying to become a reviewer. But reviewing a restaurant does not make you a reviewer.
So all right, I got you. reviews has been one of the biggest problems. You can
I
spot that.
I wouldn't say it's the biggest problem. I'd just say it's, for me, in the industry.
Oh, in the industry.
Not for me personally. You know, we have quite good reviews.
Okay, good. It's just that it can be quite.
But it's more for other people that just to kind of say, maybe just have a think about what you're about to say and what the effect it might have for other restaurants and bars or anything really.
Understood. So, Sam, I appreciate you taking the time out. I know it's a big weekend for you.
Yeah, it's a very big weekend. But I'm not here this weekend. I'm over at the other place, so I'm covering over there. So.
And do you have an anniversary coming up?
Oh yeah. and it's our anniversary. She's not here, so it's all good.
Okay, see,
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm already in the doghouse a little bit, but
Okay,
that's all part of it because we work together, we live together. We're obviously married, so.
I just have a final question. One personal question and one final question. So, like, how has working with your wife actually helped you out? How does she balance you out? Or?
I guess we can talk about the same issues, like we understand it, but we have quite a good understanding in terms of we work in a non-horrible way. We work almost different hours. So she runs more the day sides, I run the evenings, or we make sure we're at least in, if I'm here, she'll be over there. If I'm over there, she'll be over here.
Okay.
So it balances quite well because we're not on top of each other. It's not one of those things where we see each other every day. We might say hello and have a little 5 minutes, but then I work till 1 in the morning.
So you really work together.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a nice balance, and we both understand that.
She's supportive.
I think,
And as an entrepreneur, because I just want to know, like, as an entrepreneur or self-employed CEO, whatever, however you want to call it, what do you think is a key trait in a partner? Like, what is one of the valuable traits of a partner that you must have?
Someone that's just gonna be there and support you whatever happens. Like, they need to get it from your view, not only their view. And so she gets that.
And then final question I like to ask all of my guests. Well, first off, I just want to take a second to acknowledge you. You have great attention to detail. Something that I've noticed the greats have. They stress the little things.
Yeah.
You have a great ear, so you listen to what the customers and what the people are saying, and you make adjustments. You're not afraid to make adjustments.
Yeah.
And you're the boss, you're the CEO, but you're also a great team player at the same time.
Yeah, you can't ask your staff to do something that you wouldn't do.
Yeah.
So they have to see you down a drain, unblocking they have to see you clean a toilet. Otherwise, how can you ask them to do that job?
Yeah. So good.
That's what I say.
Thank you, Sam, so much. We were live in a restaurant, so I have some of the background noise. Appreciate you watching. Number 97, the website is right here. Leave a good review when you come here, and I appreciate it. Cheers.
Cheers,
See you next
mate.
one.
Thank you.